Here we are again talking about, of course, everybody's favorite company in the whole entire world. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, EA has done it again. You might be wondering how exactly they are doing it. I have no freaking idea. I don't know how this is possible. I don't know how hard you can fuck it up like that. But apparently it happened again. Now, what exactly happened?
We have full access to the main computer. Fuel station and walker bay remain inaccessible.
So basically, one of their lovely employees, called an executive person, was a, I think it was the chief financial officer. Let me check. It was the chief financial officer. What is a CFO, as they are often called? Basically, it's the guy who's in charge of all the money. He fixes. He doesn't make the core decisions, but the financial decisions, he's usually your go-to guy. Of course, it differs from company to company, but basically, he does the money. He's responsible for that. Keep it simple. He's like the boss accountant of the whole situation. So exactly what is happening? Well, that dude was speaking towards in some kind of conference bullshit. I don't really give a shit. And basically he is explaining the reason why he pulled microtransactions of the game, or why they pulled microtransactions of the game. Their main concern in this case was, of course, making sure that they did not violate the Star Wars canon. Star Wars is now owned by Disney. There are two different versions of Star Wars to split like that. We have the canon, officially the movies, a few books, etc, etc. And we have the Legends continuity, or the expanded universe. And those are basically a collection of stories and things that happened, which are not canon. Those are basically, I wouldn't say it's the fan stories, but things fans would write instead of the actual company. Now, basically, he said that they pulled microtransactions out because they don't want to violate that and they don't want to go into that expanded universe territory. And then, of course, he uses an extreme example of Darth Vader in white. Wouldn't make any sense. And then, of course, he goes even further with Darth Vader in pink is absolutely a no-go. And he makes it sound and seem like the community in question is referring to, when they are saying we want cosmetics instead of a pay-to-win mechanism, to the pink Darth Vader, which is absolutely not the case. That's a recap of the story that happened, and I now want to dive a little bit further into why that's an incredibly stupid idea. I don't know exactly what is going on with EA. It seems like they're completely disconnected of the world. They've always been an evil company and they always did some evil shit. But I don't know whether this is meant as a publicity stunt. I don't know whether this is meant as a PR thingy. I don't know if it's meant as something... long story short, I don't know. It's probably more a revelation of their thinking, since it was at some kind of special conference, rather than actually aimed towards consumer. Of course, a conference where everybody gets together and everybody talks, and especially in the age of smartphones, where it takes 1 minute for something to go live on the internet for everybody to can see, it isn't the greatest plan ever. It isn't the best you can do. Basically, it's a whole bunch of PR talk, and I'm gonna explain to you why, if you are a gaming publisher, should never ever 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 do it. Star Wars Battlefront is in a dire situation. It's a desperate moment. You know, it's what is it? Let's say 12 days into the launch. You have server problems, You have pay-to-win system that's copied out of some kind of scammy mobile game. It's Star Wars license, and now they're saying, because the community of course doesn't want to pay to win for a game they paid 60-80 euros for, they want just some cosmetics so EA can also make some revenue on the side, and the players can get to keep playing on a normal pace and enjoy the game at something normal, while at the same time, you know, getting new skins and etc. Now of course, according to EA, this is completely impossible because it isn't respecting Canon. Now, you and me both know that is completely fucking bullshit. With all the problems going on, you don't want to bullshit your fucking customers. Never. In the case of EA, it's like hell on earth. Or at least it's becoming hell on earth. This shit show isn't over. It isn't far from over. And they're basically adding fuel on the fire here. Simply put, the reason why this is such a major mistake is because the community, can see through that bullshit. You're not gonna fucking tell me that you can't add cosmetics into a game because... let me see... Oh, it wouldn't be Canon. Well, I can play the devil's advocate. The Star Wars franchise is protected incredibly hard. I'm not expecting Disney to back down and to give an inch where they can, you know, that's not canon. But then again, Canon and Star Wars, it's like, what is it, 40 years old? It has enough materials to push out some fucking retorted skins and to get that cosmetic item going. Why is that? Well, for one, Mr. Bloke Jorgensen, your previous game had it. For all it was not worth it, the game, for all it lacked, for the price you paid for what you got, it had microtransactions that you could unlock through a credit system in-game. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, you could unlock skins through credits which you earn by playing the game. Credits that were based upon your performance is given absolutely poor excuse of their quote-unquote business limitations. Everybody knows how it is. Everybody knows it by now. I have more business knowledge than the average player of the game. I'll admit that. But I can see right through it. And if I don't have to, you know, trying to figure out what is going on, I'm assuming quite a lot of people will have an easy time going through it. So the previous game had, you know, cosmetics. Just look on Reddit, there's more than enough suggestions, ideas, it's a poor excuse of in a desperate time. This is what happens when you push a publisher to the corner of the room, which happens if you put an animal in the corner of the room when it is already fearful. It's gonna do desperate acts and desperate attacks. Unfortunately, this is how it goes. If you ever find yourself as a publisher of some kind of book or, you know, a public figure that's promoting a product in such a controversy, I can assure you one thing, come clean, it's the best way. It only works if you have a tiny controversy, something minor. This is major. You have governments that take notice, that are putting laws in effect, and what else not. It isn't the time to go, oh, we can't do it because Disney won't allow it because it's, you know, a breach of contract. Nobody wants fucking Pink Vader. Just for, I don't know, man, just add like Vader without a helmet. There's an idea for you. It was in, what is it, episode 6, you know, the moment when the helmet gets pulled off. There's an idea for you. You know, the quote-unquote ARC troopers have been found in the game files by somebody. Those are an example of what you can do. I mean, just look at every single movie, book, comic, I don't know, there is more more than enough to keep in Canon and to give players cosmetics.
We're too late.
So everybody knows it. They're just adding fuel on the fire, and that's unfortunately how it goes. Whelsko signing off.